We got Dr. Joe. Joe, how you doing?
Hey.
Joe, let's talk about a couple of stories here today because this is kind of interesting. Yogurt, which started off as, nothing much and then turned into a super healthy food. Now there's so many companies making yogurt and so many different flavors of yogurt, a lot of it with added this and added that and sugar and whatever. So is yogurt still the miracle food it claims to be?
It's not a miracle, but it's a pretty nutritious food. And I remember when I first started teaching a course on the chemistry of food, which was, quite a few years ago, I devoted really only a few minutes to yogurt. I talked about how Elie Metchnikoff, who was a Nobel Prize winner, thought that Bulgarian peasants had extreme longevity because they ate yogurt. And I kind of criticized that, saying that, there wasn't any real evidence for that. Well, there still isn't any evidence for that. But we do have evidence that the so-called probiotics, which are the good bacteria in yogurt, may have some benefit. The only problem is that when we look at the studies, of which there are many, there's been an explosion of research on probiotics. Probiotics are the so-called good bacteria, which in our colon can squeeze out disease-causing bacteria and do other good things. And there's been a lot of research on that. However, when you look up the original papers, the particular bacterium that they use and the amounts that they use are not what you find in yogurt. So, the yogurt advertisers will list the specific bacteria they have, and then on their website, they will allude to the clinical trials that have been done on those bacteria. But when you actually look up those clinical trials, the bacteria were not in yogurt, and they were using much larger doses. So the jury really is still out on whether or not the bacteria in yogurt are enough to do anything. A lot of people take yogurt after they've had a run with antibiotics, because antibiotics will kill not only the disease-causing bacteria, they'll kill some of the good bacteria as well. And then you try to restore the microbiome by the probiotics by taking yogurt. And some people have success with that. And I've looked through all of the studies that examined whether or not people have less diarrhea if they take yogurt after they've used antibiotics. Some studies show yes, others show no, most show very minimal effects. But again, the trouble here is that all of these studies use different bacteria in different doses. So it's very hard to come to a conclusion. The only thing I can say is that kefir, which is a version of yogurt, has many more good bacteria than any yogurt, and in higher doses. So I think if anyone wants to give a try,
okay,
see if yogurt does any good, I think kefir would be the way to go.
So wait, do I have to stop eating my coffee yogurt because I really like the new one that they have out right now?
Oh, absolutely. Keep eating it.
Okay.
I mean, certainly it's not harmful. The only thing you have to look at is that many of these yogurts have an astounding amount of sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I would stick to the sugar-free, the natural varieties. And
that's the original, like Greek yogurt, that stuff with no sugar
Greek
in it.
Yogurt.
Okay.
Yeah, you just make sure that it says no sugar added.
Okay.
Some of them will have sweeteners like stevia in it, which is okay. But yogurt is a good nutritious food. I think it can be and probably should be a part of the diet. But don't look for any single food to be a miracle.
Mm-hmm.
There's no, there are no such foods. The whole superfood idea, as we've talked about many times, is overstated.
Okay. Can I put avocado in my yogurt? Is that okay?
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
Avocado is great. Although, of course, it contains fat, but the kind of fat that is in avocado
right, fat is good for you.
Is the right kind of fat.
Okay.
It's not the saturated fat. So, yeah,
that's so
you can do that.
All right, Joe, next week when we talk, we'll discuss the other part, which we didn't get to today, which is can tomatoes and watermelon treat depression?
Right.
We'll do that next week.
We will do that.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Dr. Joe Schwarcz by the way, you can catch him Sundays. He hosts the Dr. Joe Show. That's at 3 o'clock here on CJAD 800. He's also, of course, director of the McGill Office for Science and Society.